Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In this video we will discuss what is pulse amplitude modulation. For the continuity of the topic, first we see what is modulation. Modulation is the process in which one of the parameter of our carrier signal, amplitude, frequency or phase, is vary according to the message signal. That is called as the modulation. Now we will understand what is modulation with the help of this diagram. In this diagram, this sinusoidal signal will work as a carrier signal. This linear signal will work as the message signal, and when we perform the modulation, this carrier signal characteristics is linearly vary with the message signal. So basically the amplitude of the carrier signal is changing according to the message signal. So this is a type of one kind of modulation, that is amplitude modulation. Now the question arises, as we require our message signal, not the carrier signal. So why we are changing our message signal in the form of the carrier signal? Because when we transmit our signal, we generally require high power, and generally our message signal is low power. So we generally choose the carrier signal of high power, and we overlap our message signal over the carrier, because this carrier is linearly vary according to the message signal. So in this way we increase the power of our message signal, and we transmit this signal from one place to another place, and at the receiver side we perform the demodulation process and we recover back our message signal. In this form, the problem of high power needed for the transmission is solved with the help of the modulation. Modulation is generally of three types: continuous wave modulation, pulse wave modulation, and third one is the digital modulation. In the continuous wave modulation, our message signal and the carrier signal both are of analog form. In the pulse wave modulation, our carrier signal is of pulse wave and the message signal is of analog form. In the digital modulation, both are of digital form. Continuous wave modulation is of two types: amplitude and the angle modulation. And angle modulation is of two types: frequency and the phase modulation. I already discussed all these continuous wave modulation. Pulse wave modulation is of two types: analog and digital. When we change our analog signal into the digital form to transmit our signal, then we perform the PCM, that is pulse code modulation. Analog modulation is of two types: pulse amplitude and pulse time modulation. In this video, we will discuss the pulse amplitude modulation. Pulse time modulation is of two types: pulse width modulation and the pulse position modulation. Pulse modulation. In the pulse wave modulation, our carrier signal is in the form of the pulse train, and this pulse train amplitude, position and width is vary according to the message signal. Now pulse amplitude modulation. In the pulse amplitude modulation, pulse train amplitude is vary according to the variation of our message signal. This is the diagram of the pulse amplitude modulation. In the pulse amplitude modulation, our message signal is, let's suppose, x of t, and the carrier signal is in the form of the rectangular pulse train. As in the y of t, our pulse train amplitude is vary according to the message signal. So this is the form of the pulse amplitude modulation. If you see my video for the natural sampling, we discussed the same diagram, and we already discussed that natural sampling is the form of the pulse amplitude modulation. Now we will discuss some terms for the better understanding of the pulses. Let's suppose this is a pulse, and when we go from the 0 value to 1, this is called as the leading edge of the pulse, and center of this pulse is called as the center point. And when we move from 1 to 0, this is called as the trailing edge. Now we discuss the bipolar and the unipolar pulses. When we have a pulse both side of this line, this is called as the bipolar pulse. and if we have a one side pulse on this line, this is called as the unipolar pulse. Now we will discuss the demodulation of the PAM. That is how we recover back our message signal. Let's suppose this is the PAM signal and we pass this through the sample and hold circuit, and then we pass this through the low pass filter. When this PAM signal passes through the sample and hold circuit, then it first take the sample of our message signal. Let's suppose it takes the sample at 1, 2, 3 and 4 position, and then hold that value of the sample for the some instant, and that will show by the blue sketch. So the resultant of the signal by the sample and hold circuit will look like that. Then this signal is passed through the low pass filter, because low pass filter is a combination of the resistance with the capacitance. So the capacitor will charge according to this instant of voltage, and our output is taken across the capacitor voltage. So capacitor detect this peak, and in the last we joined all the peaks of this sample value. So in this way we recover back our message signal from the PAN signal.